Vin Diesel returns to his roots. Even before his appearances in Fast and Furious and XXX, he was primarily known by one name, the intergalactic anti-hero Richard B. Riddick, grim, uncompromising, and dangerous. Now, after a break of more than a decade, we finally see the warrior back on the big screen in the sci-fi blockbuster Riddick 4 Furya. However, the biggest battle seems to be taking place not in front of the cameras, but behind them. In this video, we take a look at the legendary action series, what to expect in the sequel, and why Riddick's future is anything but assured. Before we talk about the new film, let's take a quick look back. The foundation of the franchise dates back to the year 2000. Pitch Black introduced us to Riddick as a convicted felon who, along with his guards, crash lands on a remote desert planet. There, they encounter aggressive creatures that only attack in the dark. As a total solar eclipse is approaching, a merciless struggle for survival begins. Pitch Black impressed with its dense atmosphere, the mix of science fiction and horror, and Vin Diesel's endless coolness. The film had a small budget, but it grossed around $53 million and quickly became a cult favorite among genre fans. The Chronicles of Riddick followed as a much larger-scale sequel. Riddick is drawn into an intergalactic war triggered by the fanatical Necromongers under the leadership of the powerful Lord Marshal. Especially important for the subsequent story, Riddick learns for the first time about his origins as a Furyan, a people long thought to be extinct. Despite impressive visuals and a significantly expanded world, the response was mixed. Many fans appreciated the broader narrative style, while others criticized the loss of the dark mood from the previous film. Financially, the film also fell short of expectations. After nearly 10 years of absence, Riddick made his return in 2013. The third installment, simply titled Riddick, deliberately drew on the strengths of the original. Betrayed and left for dead, Riddick once again finds himself stranded on a hostile planet. There, he must survive alone against dangerous creatures, and later fight bounty hunters who are after him. The movie was celebrated by many fans as a successful return to its former glory. With a significantly smaller budget of around $38 million and box office earnings of nearly $100 million, the third installment proved to be a financial success, a good starting point for Part 4, even though we had to wait a long time for it. With Riddick Furya, the most personal chapter in the series to date is now in the works. The movie was officially announced in 2023, 10 years after Part 3. The plot takes Riddick back to his home planet Furya for the first time, a place he has no memories of. Contrary to all expectations, he encounters other Furyans there, who were thought to be extinct. However, their existence is under threat. A new, clearly extremely dangerous monster poses a deadly threat to the planet. At the same time, Riddick must confront his own past and realizes that he has more in common with the Furyans than he originally imagined. Even before production began, a number of speculations about the story started making the rounds. Vin Diesel, for example, shared a picture showing a boy with glowing eyes. This raises questions. Can we perhaps look forward to flashbacks that finally explain the origin of his special abilities? At the impressive age of 58, Vin Diesel is once again taking on the title role. Unfortunately, to date, there is no information about the rest of the cast. David Twohy, who has been involved in the series since the first installment, is once again writing and directing the movie. Filming kicked off back in August 2024 and is now considered pretty much complete. Strangely enough, though, there is still no official release date for Riddick 4 Furya. We can only speculate about the potential reasons for the delayed release. Could it be due to Vin Diesel's busy schedule with the final Fast and Furious movie? Or were there some undisclosed issues during production? For now, we will just have to wait and see. If all goes well, the movie could be released in the second half of 2026. In the worst case, the release might be delayed until Fast and Furious is finished. And with the final installment of Fast and Furious having recently been announced for a March 17, 2028 release, we could then well be in for a longer wait. But enough with all the speculation. What we want are concrete answers. Are you hyped for another Riddick movie? Or has the franchise already exhausted its potential? Please let us know in the comments.